Hello, fellas. In a world where we can have an Indiana Jones 4, or a Lethal Weapon 4 for that matter, there is no reason why I can't have a Comedy Videos That Molded Me segment Part 4. Anyway, fellas, I just wanted to have a little quick extra special edition segment of the Comedy Videos That Molded Me. I got to looking through some old VHS tapes and the rest of the DVDs I have in the comedy section over there, and I found a few extra favorites there that really molded me growing up in my formative years. And I knew I was going to only make this a trilogy, but, you know, just like any good trilogy at the movies, if they make money, they're going to make a fourth one somewhere down the road just to kind of cash in and get that little extra, little bit of change left in your pockets. No, this is all free for your enjoyment, folks. I'm not going to charge you a bit. I'm not going to charge you a dime or any type of yen or any type of currency. Now let's dive right in with the extras here. Your Majesty, you look like the piss boy. Yes, and you look like a bucket of, well, you know the words if you've seen the movie. The movie is Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1. This is not Mel Brooks' best movie in my opinion, but it does have some really timeless segments in it that I can just never get tired of. And in true late night fashion, if I ever get bored and I just don't have anything else better to watch, I stick this one in and just laugh my tail end off. But it just, like I said, not all the segments are really good in my opinion, but it's just got some really good ones in it, some good spoofs that are pretty good, some famous one-liners from this movie. Anyway, Mel Brooks, I like most of his stuff. This was another good one I just couldn't leave out. Cannot be a product of the 80s, not like these next couple of favorites. This one's got some, over-the-top language for the youngsters out there, but I did like it a lot growing up. Beverly Hills Cop, the first one especially. It was the groundbreaking one that put Eddie Murphy in he'd already gotten on the map with his acting status from 48 Hours and his comedic chops from like Trading Places and movies like that of the early 80s and his Saturday Night Live appearances. But Beverly Hills Cop was the one that established him more as an actor plus comedian. And what's made this one really good, it was an early Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer production, but it used all his comedy chops, but it also it put in there some good stunts and some good action as well. There again, it's the main things I like about this movie. And this comedy videos that I'm doing now, as I said before, they're not full-fledged reviews or anything like that. I'll tell you a few things about the DVDs. This Paramount DVD does have a commentary, some cast and crew interviews, casting, music of the Beverly Hills Cop featurettes. Surround sound mix is pretty good. Beverly Hills Cop Special Collector's Edition. I did find this at Walmart bargain bin. I don't think it's there anymore, but you might be able to find them cheap off eBay and half.com. Good product of the 80s there. The sequels were okay. Part 2 was a little bit better than 3, even though 3 was directed by Landis. Didn't really dig on it too much. Yes, I'm afraid so, and don't call me Shirley. Good old Airplane. I believe from 1980 or 81. The Jerry Zucker, David Zucker, Jim Abrams classic there. Three directors and writers on this movie that really came up with just a classic in the old comedy spoof type movies that came out during this era and still are coming out today. It's got an all-star cast: Julie Haggerty, Robert Hayes. You've got appearances by Leslie Nielsen. I mean, the list just goes on and on. And it's got some great one-liners. This is the one that really put that type of comedy on, like the comedies that came later, like Hot Shots and Top Secret, and the list. Those type of comedies, kind of a spoof type comedy. This one is really the one that really kind of put that type of comedy on the map, and I've just never gotten tired of it over the years. If you can get yourself at least a cheap copy of Airplane, it's worth your while. The one I have is the Don't Call Me Shirley edition, which has commentary and long haul version, which includes the deleted scenes back into the movie. So if you can pick this one up, I'd probably try to get this one because of the deleted scenes. It's got a trivia track, some other good stuff on it. Just another good one from the old school there. Jelly Donut coming, eh? Beauty. Whose heads? Anyway, Strange Brew. Couldn't stand it. Had to put it in there. This is one I bought recently from Big Lots. If you can find the one with the clear snap case to it, not the black snap case, this is the one you want to get because it's got the special features that the other version doesn't have, from what I understand from other YouTubers I've talked to. It's got the animated features of Bob and Doug McKenzie. Got the classic sketch from SCTV where these characters of Bob and Doug McKenzie originated. it's just got some, this movie's so goofy, it's funny. I mean, it's just got that, you just can't help but love it. I mean, if you grew up during the era I did, I mean, you got Max von Sydow of Exorcist fame playing a heavy villain in this. That's just, he had to have had fun while he was doing this role. I mean, you cannot do what he did in this movie and still take yourself seriously. It's just too funny, you know. Anyway, this one's just a classic from that era. Gotta see it if you haven't seen it. Strange Brew. Can't go through the 80s without liking some sort of Rodney Dangerfield. Of course, I got a copy of Back to School. I've got the Back to School Extracurricular Edition. This was a Walmart bargain bin from about a year ago. It's got some behind-the-scenes featurettes. Got some good Kurt Vonnegut in memoriam featurette. I mean, it's just got some extras that weren't on any prior release. Anyway, Rodney Dangerfield, may he rest in peace. Good one. Some VHS classics for you guys. This one, I don't know why I've left this one out to this point. It should have been in my first video. Watch this one till it's about dead. This is Bachelor Party. This is an original VHS release. You can see the old CBS Fox logo there. This tape right here, guys, has got so many miles on it. The sound quality on it is just pure shot. I have to turn my TV about up to the top level of volume just to hear it decently if I'm in here with friends watching it or something of that nature. Tom Hanks, one of his first breakout roles. I've been looking for this one to be replaced on. I'm trying to get it on DVD, but I just never seen a good deal on it just yet. But one day I'll replace it. That is, if my VHS doesn't hold up, and I'll have to go out and definitely get a copy then. Bachelor Party, just watch it. I mean, there's too many comedy, too many little segments and skits in this one. It's got some on-edge raunch type style comedy, but folks, you can't help but laugh at it, especially if you're a product of the 80s. A good Chevy Chase one that was kind of like Vacation. It didn't hit off real well at first, but then it just got its audience later on cable, I feel like. That one is Fletch. A lot of people don't. This is kind of one of those two side of the camps kind of following. You either really like this movie or you don't like it at all. That's usually the comments I get on Fletch. If you really take your time to watch this one, though, Chevy Chase pulls out all these little characters that he used to play on Saturday Night Live, and just little things along the way that he's experimented with in other movies that he's done, Caddyshack and things like that. And I like how he just kind of works in those little, all the little aliases and stuff he uses. He's an investigative reporter in this movie, if you've never seen it, and he uses his little aliases and disguises to get the story and break the big story and all that. It's produced by a lot of the people that, or it's directed by, I believe, the fellow Michael Ricci, who directed the first Beverly Hills Cop movie. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that's correct. Look for the segment where he goes to infiltrate the hospital, and I think he says his name is Dr. Igor Stravinsky or something like that, and it's just a raucous, funny one. But you have to look for the jokes in it. Another one to go along with some Chevy Chase, Steve Martin fame. This is another one that people either are on one side of the camp, so either don't like it or they like it a lot. I happen to like it a lot, and I actually got to see this one at the movie theater growing up. That one is Three Amigos. This is an original VHS release, and I've actually still got the plastic on it, if you believe that. This was given to me by one of my cousins, Cousin Joseph. He gave me this for Christmas one year, and I've watched this one pretty regularly too. The tape is about shot. I've watched it a lot, and I don't know, I never get tired of the Three Amigos because there's just some great little parts in there from all three of the actors, Martin Short, Steve Martin, and of course Chevy Chase, and they're so overly outlandishly done in this movie to the point where you just can't help but laugh at it, or at least I can anyway. Anyway, good classic, Three Amigos. Watch for the scene with the singing bush. It's classic. Give credit where credit is due. The Goonies. You've got to have Goonies at least somewhere in your collection if you're a comedy buff of the 80s, because the Goonies has just got it's good. I mean, even though it was a kids movie, but I was about the same age as these kids whenever it came out, and I've liked it ever since a kid, and I still laugh at it. It's like I turn into a kid again when I'm watching it. I mean, watching the character of Chunk do the truffle shuffle. I mean, hey, I laugh at it every time I see it. I never ever get tired of it. I don't know, directed by Richard Donner, a good favorite. You'll see a lot of faces that show up in this movie that show up in other Donner and Silver Pictures productions, that type of thing. Anyway, folks, The Goonies, an 80s classic. Got to get out there and get it if you haven't. I've really enjoyed doing this quartet of videos on the comedy videos that molded me. Maybe I'll get down to doing some full-fledged reviews on these movies one day. But at least want to give a little taste and just give you guys some insight on what I like as far as comedy tastes. Drop me some comments below. Tell me what you guys enjoy in the realm of comedy. And watch from the horror vlog video to come out soon. I've got an idea for horror vlog 5. And also got some more action reviews. And then we'll get into mid-September. We'll get back to doing some horror movie reviews. And I've got a horror collab video idea I'm going to come out with soon too, hopefully. Well, drop me some comments, folks. B. West Jr. signing off for right now. Take care, folks.